Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I'm here to run my mouth again. Yesterday, Brady and we were live via YouTube and TikTok. And we're talking about the case known as Wendy and Happy Eddie, or what I'm going to call them, Juanisha and Evante. Because Juanisha and Evante, them motherfuckers are some dumb criminals. They're dumb as hell. And, like everybody said, this was not what they had on their bingo card this year. This is not at all. It's nothing I would have thought that about Wendy. But this here, looking at this. What else can we say? It looked like Juanisha and Evante from around the way doing stupid criminal shit. This is, like we said yesterday, very low vibrational. It is. It's so low vibrational to do the things they did and how they did it. And for what? I mean, if you're going to do some criminal shit, you need to go balls out. We already think you make at least that amount, at least with a year's salary for Wendy, maybe. We think you're Happy Eddie. Let you tell it, y'all doing very, very well. Only to be on here showboating and stunting. Show that stunting like a daddy. I don't get it. So you try to sell us this facade of, I got all this lavish life and everything, Black excellence. And you're out here doing the worst of all the girls on that show. I can't say of the Housewives, but of that show. Yeah, I just ran in here. Look, just got out the shower, spilled my coffee everywhere. So excuse me, hands ashy. Can't even get my nails done. I went to go get my nails done the other day, and I had fungus underneath there. It was so I had to take the precautions for that. And I don't know if I'm going back to get them done no more. Because I pay too much money and spend too much time up in that nail shop for my nails to be doing that. And then they called me back, so we could put gel on top. No, that's all right. We're going to just leave them like they is, plain, ugly. That's all right. Just, shape them up and I figured it out. But I ain't trying to, we ain't covering this up. Get worse. I don't know. It's just like it was on 3 nails. No, 1, 2, and a little bit on, 3 nails. I'm like, shit, hell no. And I tip good. Because I go in there and when I get my nails and feet done, I expect, good service. Don't too much talk to me. Bring my drink. I like my peach slushy, the little wine, and, I'm sitting back in there relaxing. But anyways, back to Wendy. Look, I got coffee just every damn where. I'm trying to clean up. But back to Wendy and her husband. When, first of all, yesterday, when Brandy sent me the trying to put some on my face. When Brandy sent me the text, like I said, I thought it was AI, or I thought it was something that happened years ago. Because to me, Wendy looks young in that. I guess makeup does really age people. Because I'm 53. I think I look kind of young a little bit. I do. I think I do look a little young. Bare face. I think I might put a little bit of makeup on tonight. I'm supposed to go to my daughter had told me about a party of their cousin's mom. And she's like, I thought you already knew. I said, no, I didn't know nothing about it. So I may go to his cowboy aesthetics, her 50th birthday. So that's that. So let me know in the chat or in the replay how y'all feel about Wendy. Because, honey, I was feeling like it was all a dream. I just did not expect that. But you know what? They just let me know the difference between African Americans and them other people that's black, or they only call themselves black. You know what I'm talking about, the immigrants. Because most people that are African American would have been like, I know just in my family, we ain't gonna be sending no emails, especially with a person that's right next to you, you know, that's your spouse, sending them email implicating yourself in the crime. No, you know, most people are not even talking on the phone. We gonna talk in the special room in the house when we think they ain't bugging. You know, usually folks is paranoid. But for her to go out, they texting each other about trying to make try to exceed the amount of the what the claim is for. You know, they can go up to the max of the claim. I think the claim was for like 400 and some thousand. He was trying to exceed that. So they were thinking about all the high end stuff. And then, so when we see the press conference and we saw the actual with the paperwork on her case, on their case, because the charge was 16 charges. 7 of them are felonies. And the dumb criminal thing is, I'm like, did they go to they went on vacation? Because to me, when you're broke, you shouldn't be going on vacation. We're not gonna sit here and try to front, you know, because to me, this shows how desperate and how broke they were, because they was going for this a little bit amount of money. And I'm calling it a little bit because, like I said, we would expect Wendy to be making that in a year. So you are about to get yourself in trouble, because usually if I'm going to get myself in trouble, I'm getting myself in trouble for something I think is not attainable. So I'm going for the gusto. I'm going for millions, you know, because you have people, you know, in prison all day long for white collar crime. It's for millions, not $400,000 when we already thought y'all already got that kind of money. You know, we thought Happy Eddie was doing well. Y'all in 3 different states. And then for him to be an attorney, I'm like, what kind of attorney is he? What does he do? Is he the public defender? I mean, but still, he should know about crime. So this whole thing has got me flabbergasted, because you sit around here and put your nose up. I'm gonna tell you, because my first time ever seeing Wendy, I seen her either was on MSNBC, or because I used to watch a lot of that during Trump's first term, or it was on Roland Martin. So I'm like, oh, they got this black lady on TV, you know, chocolate like me on TV with, you know, and you know how her hair used to be. But she on here, and you know, she's talking, you know, talk very, you know, because I don't talk that proper. She talks, you know, proper, knows what she's talking about, you know, and giving us, you know, the political insights. So then my next time I kind of see her again is on Potomac. And I'm like, oh, I don't like her. Oh, I don't like her. Because I was shocked to see her, because I'm like, that's the girl that was on there. Ain't that her? What you doing over here with these messy bitches? That's what I'm thinking. Why are you here with them? Because I wouldn't expect for, if we're going to just like do comparisons, I wouldn't expect for Beyonce to go hanging out with Krishan. No, not ever. I would not expect that. Now, could I see Krishan going over to Cardi B's? I could, you know. They both got that hood nature, but you ain't seeing, you know, but I could see that. But I like Cardi B. I like Krishan too. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't expect Beyonce to come off her throne and come down here playing in ditches with the likes of Krishan. And that's kind of how I felt about having my political world over here and then looking at the housewife bullshit over here. And the reason why I do say, not saying that they, you know, she was above them. I would say educationally she was. I think their worlds to me should not have collided, or even if she was going to be on the show, she should have been herself, Dr. Wendy. Now try to come back, because the second season she was on there, try to come back as a baddie. I'm like, oh, she has some work done. Because I remember you on TV and seeing what you look like. We all can use enhancements. I mean, I'm 53. I done picked up weight. I might got bags here. I would probably get Botox right here where I had, and I think I was 4. And I hit my head on the table and bust my head down to the white meat, honey. It used to show a lot when I was little, when I done got darker as you got older. So it don't show as much. So what, But I cannot imagine, as educated as she is and how she made a big deal about her 4 degrees and her husband, who is an Esquire, and she is a PhD, and y'all doing this criminal bullshit that what Keisha and Ivante would do. What would we say? People in the hood, girl, they on that shit. What they smoking? They look like they has. What's her name? Ashley Miller said they hired in giraffe pussy. Look at Wendy's face. This is why I thought this was an old picture. But we weren't wearing, lace fronts back then in the 90s. But I'm thinking this is an old picture. Because to me, she looks younger. And, we only assume that people, younger do stupid stuff like that. Not person that's in their 40s and from all looks and appearances supposed to be very established. They were some dumb criminals. Then we find out they out here doing some ghetto ass shit, buying shit and taking it back. Who does that? I mean, for real life, why is she doing this? Meanwhile, Giselle is around here where they showed us an old clip of her from years ago on this last episode of her in the anaconda pants. She talked about Giselle's house and everything. And I know Giselle and Robin gonna have a kiki on Monday. I'm waiting for that podcast. Some people said, Giselle hates Wendy. I'm not gonna say Giselle hates Wendy. I would say maybe certain things about Wendy Giselle probably didn't like. And they probably called bullshit on it. Especially when you came in as hot as you did about your 4 degrees. And because I don't know how many degrees Giselle got, but I know she probably at least got 1. And, they're sores, so they're sorority sisters. But this was the dumbest shit. And when you got arrested and they did the search warrant, girl, you still had the shit in your house. This is what I don't understand. You still had the rings, y'all. Oh, that coffee good. Y'all. She still had it. Even taking pictures in the shit. That's what I say, stupid criminal. Stupid criminal. Let you, like I said, that's the difference between a hood person or somebody who kind of grew up around the way. Because first of all, we would never be emailing. I ain't gonna never email my husband shit. And my husband ain't gonna never email me. First of all, I probably never get an answer because I don't even know how to answer. I don't look at real mail, let alone looking at an email. I ain't never about to do that. I ain't about to be texting my husband about the dumb shit we about to do. This is something we talking about in bedroom. I ain't leaving a trail. And I guess maybe they didn't watch like the ID channel or the crime or the first 48 or all that kind of stuff. Then on top of that, you had your house. I know people that done this. I know people that did it in the 70s. I know people that did it, in the 2000s. I know of people who have done this. Now, I ain't saying who I know, but I know I've heard tales of it. I haven't heard too many people getting caught on that. I'm not saying that it don't happen. But y'all that fucked around and got caught. And they kept saying the high dollar amount. The high dollar amount of what you said were your losses. And they're looking at you had $400 and some $1,000 in loss. I know houses just appreciated. We know. So because ours is appreciated, she seems like 200%. I don't know. These houses are high as hell. Because what we bought it for and what it's worth now is ridiculous. I mean, it is. Everything is high. So it is what it is. I mean, we've done a lot of work to our house. We have an older home. It's not even really a big home. It's only 2,000 square feet. But I'm looking at, she lives out. So she's not even in the city of Potomac. So that house probably when they bought it, maybe it was $400. Ain't a $1 million house. I know it ain't. It ain't. It just wasn't. So it probably is now because everything is so high. Well, at least in my area, that house right there would have been when they probably purchased it before everything went shit rock crazy, 2 and 3, maybe 300,000. But when we're looking at this house, and we seen the inside of it, and when some person said on my TikTok yesterday live stream, they was like, it was all, we could tell it was a roost because we could tell by the cabinets in the kitchen. It wasn't one, like, a girl I went to school with, we graduated a year apart. She graduated a year before me. She's married to a minister now, but I forgot what they do. But she pledged everything. You could tell she was going places. She posted. She had her house redone, and it was by some company in Houston. And I would have swore Beyonce lived there. I said, "Shit, now that's a house," because I was looking at. Like, I'm gonna jump all over the place, but I have been watching Bell Collective, and honey, I said I didn't realize these people over here is doing worse than me, because that's Selena House and Cedric House had me like, what? What am I watching? I've never watched Bell Collective all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces, an episode here or there, but since we're reviewing it, I'm like, oh my God. I said, maybe Cedric House is on maybe 5 or 6 acres. I just, you know how you just, I said, well, this is a long ways for housewives. So what I'm just saying all this, her house was not done up. She, it was not. Now, I bet you for Wife Swap, that house was all together. And like they pulled her episode, I think, indefinitely. I don't think they should have. I mean, they got other bitches on the shows doing all kind of crazy shit. They should have let that play through. But they probably pulled that episode because it's going to be self-incriminating for Wendy. And you got all this shit because we know, everybody's going to watch the episode. So they would have the ratings. We're going to watch it and we're going to try to pick out, okay, that's that in the house that they said was missing this, that, and the other. Because they're probably going to go do the tour of the house, go and look in the closets, so maybe Bravo is looking out for Wendy's best interest. We don't know how this is going to pan out in court. So let's scrap this whole thing. But your content in your house is probably worth more than your house that you said was missing. I'm just being for real. It is. So, I mean, the houses, they done went up now. So maybe that house is worth, they say Giselle house worth $900,000. So shit. But is Giselle in Potomac? Or she like outside? But I know she far away, Wendy is. She's like, an hour away. I don't know. But I bet you when she bought that house, it wasn't that much. I'm just being for real. Because, like I said, houses just went up. So, and, they bought a house. I mean, it's a nice house. Shit, I'll take it. I would. But you're on here trying to give pressure. And pressure was not needed. Giselle and Robin and Ashley, they dress like soccer moms. That's how they dress. Especially Robin and Giselle, they don't give a damn. Because why? They're pretty. Just to be honest, if you don't like them, whatever, they're pretty people. Ashley, she's okay. Karen was, I didn't like Karen when the show first came on. That's all. The wigs was atrocious. Giselle's was too. That's the only thing she had going. She was pretty. But Karen, no. Karen was average. Yeah. She had some work done, made her look good, but so I'm just saying, but none of them have it. None of them, they're not like the ladies in Atlanta, where Atlanta got things moving and grooving, they stepping in the clothes, because my favorite on Atlanta is Candy, and she ain't dressed like that. No, she did not. I heard Candy say she don't even have a Birkin or Hermes with it. You know what? This is way above my my pay grade, so I don't even know. We went into an Hermes store, and my cousin was trying to take pictures, and they told her, "You got to put your camera up." We in there. I said, "Girl, I can't even see what was the big deal about these purses." I guess I'm the kind of person it's gotta be cute. I don't care who got it or who with this. That don't make nothing to me. No, just like a drink, it gotta taste good. I'm the kind of drinker that my drink gotta taste like juice. So if it don't taste like juice, because I'm not a person who drinks, so it can't be no. I'm one of them, it gotta taste like Kool-Aid almost, or some kind of juice. It gotta be sweet and fruity. That's the kind of drinker I am. But Wendy is trying to impress, and the cost of trying to impress is possibly going to prison for insurance fraud for not even $500,000. That's, you gotta think about it. Us poor folks around here, you think, okay, that's something I expect somebody who work at the Kroger or somebody to try to scheme up and do, because this looks like some crackhead bullshit. And that's what they look like. They don't look like they got 6 or 7 degrees in between the two. That look like Waukesha and Evante. What we would say is they own that shit. This don't look like that. This all elegance. They have a house of cards, honey, and their deck just fell. There's like, oh, but they have so much debt. Don't most of us? Her debt is because she went out and bought them bags and stuff. And like Brandy said yesterday, well, if they was in that much debt, why she just didn't sell the stuff? She said, could they be dupes or fakes? Because it makes no sense. I'm going to go on vacation to Jamaica and we already in debt. Then we going to come back here and say somebody broke in our house, but we got our cameras and stuff on. There's no motion in the house, but we're going to take the screen and throw it on top of the roof. But then just flip the mattress. I'll tell you, I bet you everything in that house was attacked. And like I said, most times when people are looking, because this would have had to been someone who would have knew that all of their jewelry and everything was up there. And I thought maybe me being me, most niggas who's breaking in the house ain't stealing no damn Chanel shirt or whatever hell shirt it was. Who's stealing shoes and shirts? Wendy's a tall ass woman. Who's stealing her shit? She tall. She got big feet. Average size shoe for a woman, what is it, 7 or 8? That's the ones I be looking for. I know my little sister wear 11, honey. She said she have a hard time. Maybe my little sister would have stole her shoes. But Wendy's a tall damn woman. People, I don't believe nobody's breaking into nobody's house other than kids stealing clothes. No, we're going to be, yeah, they might steal the purses, but I'm thinking for, most men ain't that sharp like that. You would have to know brands. So we're going to say the average hood nigga, yeah, I said it, that's going to go and break in somebody's house out there, and we're going to steal bags and purses. No, they're going to steal jewelry. They probably steal your finest appliance. You had a nice something. But nobody's stealing, I don't think, because first of all, I don't know if they're real or fake in the first place. And like Brandy said, they come with social security, serial numbers on there. But most men don't know what's real or fake. My husband bought me, it's about 10, 12 years ago. Lord, he brought, bless his soul. He bought me a Louis Vuitton bag, too. I would not carry it. He said, my wife won't even carry this. I said, because they fake. I said, Mark, look at this. Girl, you can see around the seam. It was not, you could tell it was fake. I gave him to my grandbaby. It make it so bad. My grandbaby had already had a Louis Vuitton purse. Her grandma had got her at Weimar. I ain't never owned one. I was in my grandbaby too and got one. I ain't got damn and still won't. But that's what I'm not understanding. You know, when I watch these shows, and always, because you know what we always say, person who wears the most expensive everything is usually the brokest one in the group. Because we always say, well, white people don't do that when they rich. No. What's the man who used to do Apple? What was his name? He used to always wear like the black shirt or whatever. Him. And Bill Gates, some others, they wear regular stuff. You know, we as black people, we always have to put it on. And we put it on. You know, honey, because you can't tell. You know, when white people look, you know, people see us stepping out, they can't tell the rich from the poor. Because we know how, we put them fashions together. But if you got running around here and talking about you got Hermes, Birkins, and all this stuff, and you was a professor, I'm not saying being a professor is a bad profession, because it's not. She wasn't making no $200,000 and $300,000 on that job. That's why she quit the job and stayed on Potomac. That's why she kept trying to find other different niches to get into so she could build her brand. No. But you chasing after something that you didn't have to chase. You know, some people are born hustlers. Like my little brother, he's a hustler. You know, he hustled the wrong way for many years. Now he done hustled up on him, and my other brother done hustled up on the good hustle. They got a restaurant in Harlem, 2 of them. They doing well, real well. My little brother, I mean, he got them cars. He got Bentleys. He got Lamborghinis. I was like, well, you only can drive one car at a time? He said, you only live once. But he got the house that match. You know, he got all those things. You know, and he's on the up and up. But he's a hustler. He's always, whether he's never going to be like that worker bee at work, you know, for a particular company. He's going to always find a way. You know, now they got a food truck too up in New York. They're always, them type of people, always going to hustle themselves into something. My little brother that's with him, because he went to college, he hustled his way into college. They all got kicked out. But he wound up befriending some guys from New York, and that's how he ended up there and learned how to hustle up there, honey. My brother used his height for his purpose. He's a tall, big guy. You know, he's 6'6". When he got into bodyguarding, he was in I think it was like some bodyguard union that he told me he was in. Then from there, he started getting high-end clients when he got into physical training. So he had high-end people that he was training to get their bodies together. Next thing we know, bam, he opened his business. Restaurant is doing well. He started out with a smaller one, got a bigger one. And one time when my other brother was there, when they got the bigger one with the liquor license and all that kind of stuff, someone was having they had a soft opening, and it was right before COVID hit. And he kept featuring this girl on there and his story. And I'm like, who is this bitch you got all on your story? Because I'm like, I don't know her. And he goes, that's Yandy. I'm like, who is she? Because, you know, I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop. Had no idea. Because he kept, focusing my brother, he a player, whatever. I'm like, why you focusing on this one damn girl? Well, anyways, she had, at the soft opening, she had some kind of, I think it was like a Valentine's Day party, and she was there. And, so that was part of help getting the, people knowing about their business. But honey, them lines be wrapped around the corner almost for them. That food is good. They even brought me. I was supposed to go. I've never been. My mom and them all went. My cousins went. But when we were supposed to take our cousin's trip there, which that was a trip that I was arranging, the worker I have that helped me in my business took ill, and I could not leave. So, and I was just like kind of stuck. So I never look. I've been around the world, and still ain't been up to my brother's restaurant. So I'm planning to go here soon, though. But just to say all that, that's a hustler. So, some people, it don't matter what kind of education background you got or whatever. Them dudes know how to hit a lick and make it stick. This chick, they went around no hood niggas. They couldn't have been. Nobody could have told you that, oh, this was smart. But no, they thought they were the smartest people in the room. And they must have been on that Happy Eddie when they came up with this scheme that was not set up by Todd, but by Simon to come to us with the bullshit. So yesterday they had the press conference. In the press conference, I'm going to go and play some of it. Let me share a little bit of it. Because I'm like, you got to be the dumbest motherfucker ever to come out with this. Even when they came to their home, hold on a second. When they came to their home, they had over 15 of the items that was on the list that they got the insurance money for, but still in the house. I'm like, you got to be a fucking fool for this shit. Let's see here. Which one is it? I think it's this one here. No, not that. That's the affidavit that they have. But let me go on here. Which was this part where I ain't got my glasses on. I'm over here trying to look cute and can't see a damn thing. So let's go here. Here we go.
Wendy and Edward Osefo of the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg, Maryland. Both Wendy and Edward are reality actors in the series The Real Housewives of Potomac, Maryland, which is filmed partially from their residence in Finksburg, Maryland, an hour away. On April 7, 2024, at approximately 10:13 p.m., deputies responded to a residence in the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg for a reported burglary. Edward Osefo called 911 to report the burglary. Edward and Wendy Osefo, both from Finksburg, live at that address, and they have 3 school-aged children. They reported that their home had been burglarized sometime between April 2nd and April 7th of 2024 while they were on vacation in Jamaica.
So while they was on vacation in Jamaica, hold on, let me get back over there. I'm over here trying to put some moisturizer on my goddamn on skin.
We're here to announce the indictment. The house would have been vacant at the time with no one's house sitting. No one had a key to the residence according to the Osefos. The Osefos claim that designer handbags and jewelry valued at more than $200,000 were missing from the primary residence bedroom upstairs. Responding patrol deputies handled the burglary according to policy and made contact with investigators with my major crimes unit to assist because of the dollar amount that was stolen. Crime scene investigators came to the scene the night of the report to process the scene for fingerprints, DNA, and anything of evidentiary value. And while I'm there, I want to thank the state police. They actually responded and the Superintendent of State Police, Colonel Butler. I want to thank him for working with us on the case and providing resources. It should be noted that the residence does have interior and exterior surveillance cameras. None of the cameras picked up any motion or indicated a breach. The house would have been vacant at the time inside of the house. Cameras also did not pick up any suspicious activity outside of the residence during the time the Osefos were away from the residence. Detectives also checked surveillance cameras from neighbors. No evidence of a break-in or suspicious activity was noted at the Osefos' residence. Patrol deputies and detectives found no signs of forced entry or physical evidence of a burglary, such as footprints, fingerprints, or any entry point. The Osefos alleged that the burglar came in through a second-story window into the master bedroom. There was no evidence inside the residence that someone made an attempt to get into the residence through that particular window. No evidence indicated that anyone attempted to enter the house. The bedroom upstairs where the theft occurred was ransacked. The mattress was thrown off of the bed onto the floor to give an indication that a burglary inside of the house did occur. Initial responding deputies again called our investigators because of the high dollar amount that was stolen. After the
y'all hear that? They're focusing on that high dollar amount. I'm telling you what, when you make an insurance claim, and this is how it goes, they have a system just like we have a credit rating system. We got TransUnion, Experian, and oh Lord, whatever the other one is. There's three of them, right? They have the same thing with when you make insurance claims. That's how you get rated for insurance. And also, if you did not know, whenever your credit starts getting bad or gets lower, or the higher your credit is, the less you would pay for insurance. The lower your credit is, the more you're going to pay, because they're going to figure you're going to do some shit like this. That's what they figure. You know, I never understood that, because when we first bought our house, and the year after, my credit just went to all the shit. And I remember our insurance premium went up. And I'm like, what the hell happened? But that's what happens. Just like, you know, your credit starts sucking, your credit card, you know, you start getting, they might lower your, the amount that you're able to get, and they go up on that motherfucking interest rate. Because they figure you are a risk, a bad risk. And when you are a bad risk like this, you know, I'm gonna let this play a little bit. My daughter calling me.
She had reported stolen, specifically a diamond anniversary band.
I'm alive.
Detectives were provided receipts by the Osefos for the loss of items that they had purchased dating as far back as 2018. On those receipts were email addresses. We'd become suspicious that this was a false claim. On those receipts were email addresses, which detectives authored search and seizure warrants so that they could access both the Osefos' email accounts to attempt to acquire more evidence. The emails provided additional evidence that indicated this was a fraudulent claim, specifically Edward's communication with Wendy, and I quote, "Are there additional high-value items we can add to this inventory list? I'm trying to get the total to exceed $423,000, which is our policy maximum."
Now, I'm going to just stop this right there. You got to be the dumbest motherfuckers ever. Like I said, I ain't ever going to be emailing my husband not ever be emailing me about a heist we about to do. Never. You give them some fake damn receipts with your email addresses on there. You are buying stuff and taking the shit back. Let us know that you wasn't that girl. You were definitely not that girl. And for you to sit there and try to criticize the way Janelle dressed, Giselle. That's my grandbaby name. Giselle, the way she dressed and all these things, you know, because you all of a sudden you became the fashion girly. I said, well, they was buying the stuff and taking things back. Because I only did that one time. And I did it, I was 18. Was I quite 18 yet? I was 18. I was getting ready to go to the military. And honey, we did it at J.C. Penney's. And at the time, this is 1990. I was 18. I was getting to go to the military, and I used to work at Lutheran Hospital. And the women there had threw a surprise party for me. I knew I was going to a party, but I didn't realize how it was going to be. So me and my friends, we was like, girl, we ain't got no damn money. So I was like, girl, we can go to the store and get us an outfit and take it back tomorrow. We can do that. Yeah, we can do that. So we got us all some windbreakers. We had us on some dope man gym shoes, and we went. We went. Here I am, all about the 101 pounds, and we go to the party. And honey, I cried like a baby because I had no idea that I had that big of a impression on these older women that I worked with. I mean, they threw me a nice damn party, had me a DJ. They had had the spread of food. I mean, I cried because if I known it was been like that, I'd have invited my family members. I don't even think my mama came. Or did she? Because I didn't know. You know, only 18. I'm a kid. I don't know. But the women, I mean, because I didn't really even work on their shift. I worked usually at night. I think in the summer, I started working the morning shift with them on the weekends. And oh my God, them older ladies used to have me rolling. Because who was that? Came into town, Marvin Cease, or whoever it was, whoever seen Candy Liquor. And all them old ladies went. And they came back to work the next morning. That Sunday morning, they was cutting up on that tray line. And I was rolling. I'm like, because my little sisters and brother, their grandmother was the one who got me that job when I was 16. And I had never met her before, but because my dad had told her, because my dad was still living in Houston, told her, hey, my daughter going to be coming up there to put an application in because she wanted a job. And I was 16 years old at the time. You know, minimum wage was, I think, $4.25. And I was making $5.55 an hour. My first job, I thought I was big shit. Like Funky Diva said, I'm big shit. I thought I was big shit. But anyways, that's what I did. That I've only ever did that one time, you know. And shit, I don't even know how them outfits went back. They probably went back a mess. I ain't give them because you know what? I think my friend must have had a credit card because I remember paying for that junk. My friend must have had it because she had all kind of credit cards by the time we was 18. I ain't had none, so you know I ain't know nothing about nothing. You know, like I'm saying, I'm on my way to the military. This 1990. Okay, I just turned 18. This is in, I think I left November the 13th, so they must have had my party the end of October. Yeah, so sorry about me and taking clothes back being ghetto, but you wouldn't catch me being this ghetto and having 4 damn degrees in a doctorate, and my husband is Esquire Osefo, and we out here doing some dumb shit like this. Buying stuff because they living way above that means you could have lived a nice middle class life. High middle class. You know, I'm middle class my damn self. You know, I ain't like them, but you know, we do okay on these parts over here, you know. But I just don't understand it. I really don't. I this whole thing, let me go over here. Look, girl, I'm over here. Somebody else here. Let me go here. Let me start with your first one. Let me put my glasses on because I can't see. Hold on. Let me go here. What you say? Student loans, failed business. Eddie either got fired or quit his lawyer job. Designer clothes, expensive jewelry, weekly payments to Wendy's mom. First of all, ain't no way in hell I be paying my mom, and I love my mother. I do, but my mom, she a hustler. My mom's an accountant by trade, okay? My mom, she's just turned 70. My mom just stopped working. And it was kind of like she wanted to, but it's kind of got forced to. But my mom has always worked. You know, my mom could sit and have those very, you know, because I don't have the big vocabulary like my mama do. You know, I took after my daddy. So, but my mom, she could have those big conversations with anyone. You know, you shouldn't talk to my mom. I'm like, oh, I went to go see the movie Hidden Figures with my mom. She knew all those formulas. I'm like, how the fuck you end up with my daddy? So what else you got? I believe everything Kiana said. Yeah, I believe it. I can't pronounce her name right. Has said, yes, I do too. Wendy thinks she's Mariah Carey. Whenever asked if she knows someone, she says, I don't know them. I don't know them either. But I don't know them. Fuck Wendy, yes. What else we got going on here? Thank you for Karen Evans. I mean, Aaron's Ayers. Lord have mercy. Look. I got my glass. I need to get some new glasses, honey, because I'm doing this more trying to see. I only started out with readers, and then I got the reader bifocal type deal, and I paid almost $1,500 for these product glasses, honey, and I feel like the prescription isn't strong enough anymore because I'm on the computer more, but I can't really see. Like, girl, I got everything zoomed in big. It says, Eddie's parents are pissed off. Yes, I do know that. They never liked Wendy. They are blaming her for the son, charges, and arrest. Yes. They knew something we didn't know. They knew that Wendy must have came from a line of Nigerian scammers. I really feel like, to be honest, I feel like this was Wendy's idea. I do. Because what kind of fucking lawyer? I mean, because anytime I'm doing something, I'm going to definitely find out, okay, first of all, if I get caught with this or get caught doing this, how much time or what kind of penalty am I going to get into? First thing, because I'm an overthinker. Especially, that's why I never really did a whole lot. And, I did some things, but I never did a whole lot of. No, because I'm cautious that way. So that would have been the first thing. And he's an attorney. What the fuck? Then to say, I mean, this little amount of money, y'all should have went for millions. And then it already let us know that your house, the property in your house was only insured for this amount of money. To me, because it's middle class. Because you best believe Beyonce and them insurance policy ain't like theirs. See, my bad English. Yeah. It's not like theirs. I'm not even going to say Beyonce. Candy Burris's insurance policy is not like theirs. I'm going to go further. Portia Gabadia insurance policy is not like theirs. That's first thing that probably tipped these people off. Hold on. We got people here, because once they started doing their investigation, like that one lady, she was in a tree throwing contest, some white chick that was on getting disability, but she got caught and winning some tree throwing contest because she was supposed to have been disabled from like a job or something that she sued. I can't remember exactly, but the bitch got caught throwing a tree. Now, how the fuck you supposed to be disabled and you throwing in a tree throwing contest? So, Wendy, I don't know. Look, I done bought this off of Facebook. Let me see how it look. Can y'all see? It's called Skin Tint. Let's see what it does. Look, I ain't even wore makeup in a minute, so. But it's supposed to be like a moisturizer, but it gives you like a little skin tint to it, like a foundation almost. I don't see nothing, but because sometimes what I've noticed now, I'm starting to get little dark rings under my eye. The 53 came in pretty hard. I'm already having problems. I can't even raise my arm like I used to. I had to have it. I did an X-ray was the last week. So then found out I said, my what is that? What is that called? Lord have mercy, I can't even think. My cholesterol is high, but I remember being, was I 18 or 19? I think I was 19, and I was in the military. And I remember they did those little tests, health tests on us or whatever. And my cholesterol was like 218. I'll never forget that. Did you know that shit don't mean nothing to you? You know, hell, I'm 19 years old. I don't even weigh 110 pounds. I'm built, even though I'm small, I always was that girl with the thick thighs and big booty. I ain't had nothing up here. Nothing was there. I was in that, what they call it, itty bitty titty committee. I had nothing. But I had that cute little shape like a track star, you know, one of those kind of shapes, you know, like a sprinter, not one of the long distance runs, because I'm short, you know, short with the big thighs, big booty. So my little 110 pounds, not even that, wet. So the man come telling me that my cholesterol was 218. I looked at them. So what that mean? Is some good numbers? You know? And this guy, this older gentleman that was in the military, he looked like he was in his 60s. Girl, he could have been in his 40s. You know how they look when they, you know. And he said, you know, you can have a stroke right now. Who is you talking to? But at the time, I know why you know, because kids, we eat bad. And I was a person who never liked to eat at the mess hall by myself. I'm new to this base. I'm a younger person. I don't know anyone here. So I went to KFC every day. And that's back when KFC first introduced those chicken wings. I mean, you know, the little, like the hot wings they had. This back in 1990. So 91. So I would go up there every day and eat that shit. That was part of I never went to the mess hall. Only time I went to the mess hall when we started getting mid-month pay. So you got check on the 1st and check on the 15th. And that's what the people that's upset about this government shutdown, because they don't know if the military people are going to get paid on the 15th. Well, anyways, we all would be standing outside at the ATM at 12:01 midnight to get our money off of there. Well, anyways, I would always eat at the mess hall right before the pay period because I'd be broke. I didn't know how to manage no money, you know, and I'm a young girl in the dang on barracks. I just bought me a new car, can't even drive. It was a stick shift. Got this brand new car. Everybody else chauffeuring me around in my car because I didn't know how to drive it. That's enough about my life. Back to Miss Wendy and her husband being, they weren't even no smooth criminals. These mugs was the dumbest criminals ever. I've never seen such a thing in my life, that you be this dumb and stupid and you got 7 or 6 damn degrees between the two of y'all. That's ridiculous. I don't know. They say damn ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I don't know how Wendy and Happy Eddie gonna make up with this, because it looks like whenever I see, you know, my family members got in trouble and they had a bond of $50,000, somebody was getting time. I got a lot of family folks that been up the way, federal, non-federal. Hell, my fucking daddy. So shit, it is what it is. When you got that $50,000 a piece, was their bond? Now I don't know if they only had to pay $5,000, because usually how it worked here, you get a bail bondsman, and you just pay the 10%, so you had to pay the $5,000, you know, and then maybe put up some property or however that worked. So they probably at least had to pay the $10,000, you know, together, plus maybe putting up some property, because they don't know if them damn scamming ass Nigerians gonna run their ass back to Nigeria. So is Wendy and Simon Gabadia, are they relatives? And somebody said, you know, Wendy had to be some type of fraud, a scammer, because she was hanging out with the likes of Peter Thomas. And I thought, oh shit, yes. She was about to do business with Peter Thomas. Remember that? Remember when Mia threw that damn champagne or whatever on her? I don't know. Look, I got this too. I was on Facebook. It's that Brown Girl Jane. Was it Chalet? I'm going to try this out. I haven't tried it yet. This little bottle of stuff was $100. Was it $102? Brown Girl. It better smell good. You know, I always try to support Black. Now, let me tell you this. It smells okay. My favorite, this is my favorite cologne right here. What the hell is this called? And it's by Lancome. Ain't much in there. What's the name of this? I know I got a bigger one. Let's see. Damn. But you know, it's about, they gone. What is the name of this? Because I bought some for my mom. And 1 year for Mother's Day. And when she smelled it, because usually my mom always get the sneezing when you, it's called La Vie, wait a minute. Yeah, La Vie Estable by Lancome. This is the shit. I love this. This, look, I ain't got that much left of it. This, look, I'm about to. But my favorite is one to where, and I love this Jimmy, who was this? Jimmy Choo. Jimmy Choo. I love cologne. I gotta love it. Jimmy Choo, I Want You. This is my shit. It smells really good on me. So maybe this is going to this Brown Girl Jane for $100 and some damn dollars. It's real soft smelling. So little spray it. Smells of my dread. I don't know. It smells like, I don't think it should have been worth no $102, but you know, it is what it is. It smells okay. It's probably, you know, one of those scents that, because I can barely smell it. It's real soft. But yeah, these are my favorites. You'll be my friend. You buy me those. I love Jimmy Choo and Lancome. What's it called again? La Vie Estable. I don't know, because my mom goes, when I got it first, I feel pretty. This stuff smells good. Because I remember I was in the nail shop getting my nails and feet done. And the little Asian woman said, oh, you got on Lancome? I'm like, yes. Yes, I got on that. That stuff, it smelled good. It smelled good on me. Now, I even bought Stormy stuff. Stormy's signature body glaze. This right here was $100 and some. Along, you know, in the cologne. It's packaged really nice. The green screen messing it up. It's packaged really nice. If I can get it to show. Let me see. It's packaged real nice. But I think it smells okay too. They charge what they charge at Macy's, honey. You know what? I ain't really been in Macy's in a minute. But you know, that's usually where I go and get my little cologne here in my little country town. But I bought them too. Because usually I kind of like the same stuff. I do the I get the fragrance once a month from what's that stuff called? Scentbird. They see, you know, you get try out different stuff. I still ain't found nothing like my Lancome. That smelled good on me. It smelled like rich. It smelled like money. It smelled like what Wendy was trying to do. I mean, you know, I like my son when he was gonna buy a house last year. When he couldn't get the house he wanted to buy, he said, "Fuck it." He went shopping. So he's bought the house this year, but he went out and bought him some what was that called? Baklava. It ain't called that. Braca, whatever it is. I got the dupe for. I went and bought it on. Look, I was on Facebook shopping, and I bought the dupe. It kind of smelled like it a little bit, you know, a little something. And to me, like the scent don't last long. That's, you know, and the only reason why I bought it because my mom sister bought her some for her birthday. And I said, Mom, this is supposed to be like the dupe for something. And she was like, which one? I said, I think it's that expensive because I think my son, he bought the cologne he bought. I think it cost him like $500 or whatever. You know, if I'm gonna buy stuff, you know, not much more than $500, what I'm about to do on some name brand one piece of shit. I ain't lying, a purse or whatever. I can't see. That's why I'm trying to go back to Wendy. I can't see me going out buying, like I said, when we was in the Hermes store, and then when I find out it's levels to buying an Hermes bag, you can't just go in the store and buy a fucking bag. From what I understand, Candy says a Birkin ain't that bad. See, this is all above me because I don't even fucking know. Because I'm the type of girl, I go in the store, if I put the money down, you got something I can buy. I don't want to go on a list or one, because see, first of all, they're going to turn me off. And I don't want you to force me to buy something I don't want in order to get on a hierarchy of a list. I guess the whole thing about getting this bag is that all you got to do to get to it. And like, what's it? Dr. Simone said, you know, that is a personal joy, you know, because remember when Toya had that whole bag party, you know, baby shower bag party for that damn bag she got. What's the bag name? Because her son said, that's an ugly baby. I forgot what she named the bag, but whatever. Stormy is what she named the bag. So Dr. Wendy, you is out here willing to be wretched enough to do insurance fraud for these Hermes bags, Chanel shoes, Chanel tops. Girl, gone somewhere with that shit. Why? Why? What was Giselle wearing Alibaba over there? And ain't thinking about none of this shit. She not. None of them. Who are you trying to impress like that? No way in the girl. No. I'm not a label whore like that. You know, because I would have bought one piece or whatever and pieced it up with something else. Ain't never owned a pair of red bottoms. And honey, in this type of financial state we got going on now, shit, I probably won't get one. Hell, everything is high. And I can't see spending $2,000 on a pair of damn shoes. And honey, I got bad feet any damn way. You know, when you pick up weight, everything spread. My feet to spread. And I had a hard time. I just went and bought me a pair. It's supposed to be coming in the mail. A pair of Michael Kors boots and a Michael Kors bag. That's about all I'm gonna do. So for the whole thing, $900. That's about the best I'm gonna do. That's it. That's the best I can get, honey. I can't see, you know, spending like that. You know, I gotta stay. I gotta stay within my range. You know, and my kids, they grow. I got grandbabies, but my kids is grown. They both are homeowners. You know, they doing better than me. And you know, as far as you know, people at their age. My daughter, she bought her house at how old is my daughter? She bought her house at 31. We bought our first house. I was 32. My daughter bought a house brand new, built from the ground. My son, he's in we call it a millennium. It's a like a condo, but not in a building. So it's 2 units. And hold on, here's my mama. Give me 1 second. Let me hold on 1 second. My mama calling me. I'm sorry, I'm back. That's my mom with some kind of devastating news. Oh, my Lord. Anyways, about Wendy. You guys look stupid. You guys were the moment yesterday. You guys were the headlines. And you guys look like the dumbest criminals ever. You made a big deal about your 4 fucking degrees and this and that and how you walk around like your shit don't stink. And you are doing worse than all those women. Even Karen. And Karen just not getting out of jail. So we know on Monday, reasonably shady, it's going to be popping like a mug. They know people going to be waiting to get this tea from Neil. They know it. They going to be shady as fuck. They going to be shady. I know they is. It wouldn't be like to them not to be. I cannot imagine her not talking about it. I just want to know, will Wendy show up to the reunion? Will Wendy come back next year? Because it looks like they need the money. Those are things I would like to know. Will she come back next year? Girl, y'all that did it. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. Waukesha and what I call them? Waukesha and Ivante. Y'all did that. Waukesha and Ivante, y'all did that. Because these people, I don't know where they at. I don't know. But these right here, Waukesha and Ivante, girl, they was saying, well, out front, they be like, what they smoking? Girl, they awesome. Because that was a crackhead move. Who told you in your good goddamn 4-degree mind that it was okay to go out here and commit fraud of this kind? I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to go and say somebody burglarized my house. We're going to tear up the room just a little bit because I bet you the rest of the house was intact. I bet you it was. And it just, ransacked the room a little bit. But then, y'all ain't never watched CSI? The people supposed to came in, how are they supposed to came in through the window where you're supposed to step down on the toilet, but there's no footprints, no nothing. And they threw the screen. How they get up to the top of y'all house? And, during this day and time, everything you're on camera so many times a day. Everybody got dang on door cameras. They got surveillance cameras all around their house. When that who was that? That was on Married to Medicine. When that what's that Indian girl name? Oh shit. Anila. That house got broken into. I don't know. But all I can say, good luck. I don't think there's going to be no probation, and restitution. I think somebody's probably going to end up getting at least house arrest or something. And from what I think she has more charges than he does. She has 7 felony charges. 7 out of the 16. 7 felony charges. Dr. Wendy, 4-degree Wendy, over this little $400,000 worth of bullshit y'all that tried to get. This lets you know how much in debt or how much money they did not have. And I believe they're in debt because she's trying to keep up with the Joneses, point blank, period. She should have been out here like the women on Bell Collector. They driving Toyotas and shit like that. That's what you should have been damn driving. Get you a Lexus. Hell, I drive a damn Jeep. What is it? Jeep. Cherokee Jeep, that's what I got. My husband got a damn GMC Yukon Denali. Get you some average day shit like that. I do want a big Jeep though. I would like to have one of them, the big ones. But honey, some days I wake up, I can't hardly lift my leg up, so shit, I have a hard time trying to crawl up in that damn Jeep. But I would like to have one. That or I really want a Range Rover. I really do. But I gotta stay in my. If I get one, it's gonna probably be 2-3 years old. But I gotta stay in my tax bracket, honey. I can't be sitting around here. Because I ain't about to be paying no $1,000 notes and nothing like that. No, they ain't. Hell no. No. What the rich people say, a car payment, you shouldn't even have a car payment. They feel like when people are well off, they feel like you should be able to go and buy a car. So you should have that money in the bank. But at this time, honey, in this economy, ain't nobody got no money. And interest rate is high as hell. Ain't got none. So I just got a fist put up. Ain't nobody got that. I got to go through my mail. I look for an insurance check. But I don't know. Dr. Wendy. Happy Eddie. Well, we found out his name was, isn't that Edward? Y'all just yeah. I mean, somebody said, oh, they don't letting black people down. Nah, they doing what the Nigerians do. Don't put this on black people shit. We do some shit, but honey, y'all did it the wrong way. Because we ain't about to be emailing each other. First of all, they ain't about to do that shit. Not a husband and wife. We ain't emailing. It ain't about to be in a text message. Where your family criminals at? That no. You should talk to one of them. You should have learned, everybody got somebody in their family that's a criminal. But honey, I don't know. But God bless it. I'm going to get off this live so I call my mom back. Y'all have a great Saturday. And I'll see y'all the next time. Y'all have a great Saturday. Thanks. Hey, come in, like, share. Please get back in this algorithm. I'll be trying to do my own lives. I only could really stick with the times I do with Brandy, because other than that, I'm over here strung out with grandkids. My 2 kids, they both had kids at the same time, basically. My grandbaby, she's 6 months, and the other grandbaby, he 4. The 4-month-old be with me 2-4-7. My daughter then took off a week of work so she can get to be with her baby. That's the only reason why I've been able to pop in and do lives sporadically. Because them babies be having me strung out. Oh my God. I'm like, because I have 2 older grandchildren, but they're 12 and 13. I never had to do this with them. I mean, I don't really have to do it that much with the 6-month-old, but with the 4-month-old, that's my little boyfriend now. My husband be like, oh, he's sleeping. I said, not with our own kids. I don't think they slept with us. But it's different when you older. That's why God don't give older people kids. I said, because honey, my old ass trying to work with this baby at night. He didn't got better at night. So he don't really wake up as much. He's starting to sleep longer, and he fat as I don't know what. Little chubby little thing. But that's how my kids were. They were real chubby. Then, by the time they start walking, they slim out. So that's why. But please like and share. Subscribe, and we'll be back on Monday. Brandy and I will be doing our lives for Real Housewives of Potomac on Monday, and on Tuesday we'll do Bell Collective. So we haven't yesterday I haven't watched the Braxtons yet. I still got to watch Bell Collective to see what happens. So I don't know. Until then, bye. Have a great Saturday.